Cool, so this is the Christmas special watch along. I'm doing a few of these. You know who I am, the baldy man that shouts at people sometimes in the comments. And I'm joined by a guy who's been on this show. This is his third time. So introduce yourself, man.
It's GG, at GG on Wrestling on Twitter. Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to catch up with you as always. Getting into the Christmas spirit. Couldn't find my Christmas jumper, as you can see. I'm not as festive as I would like. But yeah, we're here, man. Thanks for having me on again. Pleasure.
Andy Savage today, man. Light up.
Love it.
Enjoying it. But, man, thanks for coming on. I know you've picked the match. You know what I'm like with Kenny Omega being in the match. And he's not my favourite person to watch in the planet. But why did you pick this one? Was it just, let's go for this one because I've not seen this in ages? Or
I'll be honest, I don't actually know if I've seen this. I don't, because I've seen they've got another match in DDT which was brilliant. I think that was quite a few years after this, but yeah, this is like Kenny's first kind of tour of Japan. This is like the kickstart of the Kenny Omega we know, or how I would see it. As soon as he met with Ibushi, that's when fireworks started happening, and it's the kind of start of the whole Golden Lovers storyline that hopefully we see a payoff further down the line between him and Ibushi. And I just thought, Kenny's recently announced he's going to step away for a bit, so as much as I know you don't enjoy him that much, but I thought, let's celebrate him a little bit. And I know you're doing a few other shows with some other people, and I just tried to pick something a bit more obscure, to be honest, because like I said to you, I'm the worst at making decisions, and I went for about 10 different matches before I settled on this. Could have picked some good old Attitude Era stuff. We could have sat here and smiled and gushed over the good old days, but I thought, maybe show you something you haven't possibly seen as well. Maybe something I don't think I've seen this first match, and it's a 2 out of 3 falls, but still under half an hour as well. So it should be a lot of fun.
I've seen the other ones, but I don't think I've seen this at all. Like, I literally, when you sent the other one over, I was like, oh, I've seen this one, so it'll be. I know what I'm going in for. I don't think I've seen this at all, so it'll be different. It'll be fun, and it'll be cool. But man, like I was saying, Kenny Omega's stepping away from wrestling for a wee bit because of injuries and stuff like that as well. As much as I say that I don't like the guy, I think his character's a wee bit hokey, stuff like that. You have to give it to him. He kind of carried AEW, didn't he, for a good bit. He kind of made it seem a wee bit more cooler, even though some of the stuff he was doing wasn't something that I would want to sit and watch. He was AEW, he still is, and you can't deny that WWE, for no grasping up when he was younger, have let the ball drop massively. But I couldn't imagine what he would be doing in WWE. So I'm glad.
I don't know if it's necessarily even they dropped the ball. I think he made the right choice for him at the time. I think he knew what he was getting himself in for, and just spread his wings and went out there to learn all these other different styles and mesh them together into this great wrestler that we see perform all the time.
And I think so. AEW's been great recently. I know you've got the big cool belt. I've got a pillow here, but I'd say this is better than that. But anyway,
for life.
No, but AEW has been great recently. It's been putting on great shows, and if you've checked any of my comment sections out, the minute I criticise AEW at all, I get torn into. So it has been great. They're still making mistakes. I won't go away from the fact that Tony Khan is ballsing up some shit that he needs to fix it. But it has been fun. It's been honestly, we've done this. You were on the podcast like March or something, ages ago anyway, and I was like, AEW isn't going to be the next saviour of wrestling. It's the only show I enjoy this. Like recently, only one I've been sitting watching. I've even stopped watching NXT because Sesame Street just doesn't do it for me. But let's get into the match, man. So I've got the link in the comments below. It'll be in the description as well. Before we get started, before we press play, go subscribe to GG on Wrestling. Great content, cool videos, and actually makes me think the Young Bucks are okay, which is a cool thing to do because I can't stand the guys. But so I'm going to hit play, and we'll get into this goodness, if it is good or it'll be terrible.
Let's find out together.
We'll go on this journey and see if it's going to be as bad as I hope it's not. But let's see. It's so weird doing it. So you need to watch along because you need to make sure it doesn't have any sound on it because WWE, AEW, and that kind of stuff takes stuff down. So it's weird that when I'm doing a watch along and I've got nothing to say, it's weird doing it with somebody else. So when I'm doing it myself, I'm just like, don't know what to say anywhere. But
I think the first bit of this is there's no sound because of the themes, maybe. But it'll be Japanese commentary as well, so we won't be interrupting anyone speaking.
I think it's cool when you pick some. I've been on a Japanese binge recently, just like old 90s Japanese style FMW. Cause
same.
Love a deathmatch, man.
Yeah, because I've not seen a lot of FMW at all, but some of it I just. Oh, sorry, it's very loud in my headphones. But yeah, I didn't see much of it, but recently I've gone back and watched some Hayabusa matches and just some of the crazy stuff that they did, and and I've got the New Japan Network or New Japan World, so I like to just go back and see what I've missed, basically.
I was thinking about getting that, man, but I just can't. There's too many subscription services just now. I'm like, I've got stuff for my kids. Netflix, Amazon, WWE, what else? There's other things. I don't know. It just comes out my bank.
Yeah.
Maybe watch many subscriptions I've got coming out. So, man, why is it Japanese wrestling that AEW style? Do you enjoy it? Is it because it feels more like professional wrestling, or
I really don't know, because I think. Although I was watching New Japan back on the Eurosports days, I actually had to remember when I got back into New Japan later in life. Oh, actually, I was watching that, years and years ago. Oh, wow, that was insane. But yeah, and then I think I've probably caught on fairly later than others in terms of the recent stuff. Like, when Jericho came into it and stuff, I was involved, but I'd probably started actively watching just before that, and it's hard hitting. It is like you said, the professional wrestling style is very just hard hitting, fast paced, and it's all about the wrestling. They don't have to tell these silly stories backstage about who's going out with who and who's pregnant and this and that. It's about the fight. And I really enjoy the tournament style as well, which, a lot of them kind of, Noah do a tournament, I believe, and New Japan obviously do the G1 and the other tournaments. And that's just a great method of storytelling through that kind of stuff. Like the King of the Rings we all loved, but this is kind of, for a month. And it's wicked, man. They just got such great talent over there. Such great talent.
The way King of the Ring used to be, man, when they did the qualifiers over 2 months, and then you got to the pay-per-view, it meant something, and then now you've got it, and it just makes you cry.
What are they doing? Oh, they just pointed and said, look, we're going outside now. I think this match gets pretty crazy in terms of some outside stuff, I believe. These guys are just sitting having dinner and they're just walking through. Are you actively watching New Japan at the moment at all, or?
Man, I don't know, I'm on a retro binge, Japanese old stuff, ECW, WCW. I've been watching Mid-South as well, and I'm just struggling to watch modern. AEW is my only kind of thing that I'm excited to review. Raw, SmackDown, other stuff, I'm just nah. This is. I watched Impact Wrestling, so I stopped reviewing it, and I watched the pay-per-view to review it.
Yeah.
That's fucking boring as shit. Man, it was alright. Was it? No, that's terrible to say. It was good wrestling, good matches, but who really cares? The people, and if you look at the internet wrestling community on Twitter and stuff, they'll make out that Impact really matters when
it doesn't.
Aye, no day.
But this is the thing, though. I was saying on the Wrestling's podcast the other day that we're so spoiled. Oh wow. Oh. Did you see that on concrete?
That was a.
I can't remember what that move's called actually. But yeah, we're so spoiled in terms of just. You can just, if you've got a favourite wrestler, you can just watch his matches. You know, like I brought up Daniel Garcia as an example because I think he's a brilliant talent in AEW. And, you know, if I'm a fan of him, I can watch him in GCW. I can check out a match in, you know, somewhere else. And it's just, that's what we're so spoiled with. You can just follow a wrestler. You don't have to sit there and watch a whole Impact pay-per-view. But, you know, if Minoru Suzuki's turned up on Impact, you're going to tune in for that match at least.
It's pretty. It's good, but being able to do that, man. Instead of like if you're on like a Bret Hart binge or whatever, you can just sit down and enjoy it instead of from having to sit through like fucking the shit, like the terrible matches that WWE not used to put on back in the olden days.
These Japanese tables, when will they sort it out and get some proper tables, man? They're so narrow and no one ever goes through them.
That's what makes them cool, but it makes it different. I think I enjoy the kind of the style in Japan better because, like you said, it is about wrestling. It's no any. Obviously, they have the pageantry of it. It's wrestling. That's what it has to be. And there's some story there, but it is just kind of putting on a show. And then when you watch, like even watching this so far, we're 6 minutes into this match. It's been better than the past 4 months of WWE put together.
Yeah, that Survivor Series really soured me, man.
No, and what made me scream was the fact that the Battle Royale at Survivor Series, right? And I was like, cool. Wait, Pizza Hut Battle Royale, right? Who really cares about it? And then they had a Battle Royale on Friday. So why was there one at Survivor Series? This makes no sense, people.
Or why not make the one at Survivor Series for the prize that you want now, at least?
Aye, it was...
Uh-oh. Oh, no. No way. These guys are just doing lucha stuff on concrete. Oh, no. Ibushi loves landing on his head. That is one thing you've got to respect him for. Him and his neck is the longest feud in wrestling. But that's I don't love it because some of the bumps are really scary. But these guys, you know, especially some of the kind of they work so much. You know, the schedules they work, especially during the G1, and they're just taking these crazy bumps night after night. Like, it is insane. But then I don't know if maybe because they do have some off seasons, sort of that helps them.
Man, this has been fun. This is what it's scratching my itch for, like kind of hardcore style.
But DDT is something I've really neglected, and they have a lot of. I think they're known for some very, very silly stuff, but yeah, and stuff like this. I think there's fights in a forest, and there's definitely. Oh my god. But yeah, like we were saying, you know, you going on a retro binge. There's so much stuff. Oh, did he get the first fall? I think he's got the first fall. Yeah. Kenny Omega, first fall. But yeah, there's so much I haven't seen that's already happened, you know. Like you said, the FMW and stuff like that. You can just go and unearth and watch and look at. You don't have to even try and keep up with what's happening now. We're just... I want to see it all, you know. There's so much stuff I haven't seen, like old Noah and... that, you know, you can just pick up one day.
There's so much good stuff that, like, why would you subject yourself to watching?
Oh,
that looked painful. But if you need to check out 1PW. Have you ever heard of them? They were in England, and there was like a short run. So this guy set up a wrestling promotion and got in people like Abyss, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels.
Yeah.
I've got like all their DVDs in there, man, and it's insane how much money the guy spent to be like in Doncaster. You know, like nothing there. He has like Abyss,
the hub of wrestling. Yeah, and it's just look at it. It's just so much more believable some of this stuff, and I know these two are different. Oh wow! But some of these strikes are just—they're really laying it in.
Also, if nobody's ever went to Muay Thai and took a low kick, then you won't know what that feels like. But if you do it for real, it hurts like shit.
Yeah, man.
Man, I don't know. I'm just poor fella I love with WWE and stuff at the minute. It's just poor. What's the point? It's the same shit. And Roman Reigns is the guy that I'm interested in there, and people can talk about like Sami Zayn and shit. Like he's not going to do anything. It's not a good buy. That's the problem with AEW. I think for me is when you do get people that leave WWE and they go there, it feels a wee bit like Tony Khan's just like, oh look, Ruby Riott, and it's like nobody really cared about her for the past couple of years when she was in WWE. Why did you know bring her in and build her up? And then where is she? She's kind of just been put away for a wee bit. I know she does a few things, but I just can't.
No, I don't know. She's been in the TBS tournament. I think she's up there. She's had a match with Britt Baker recently, but yeah, I do worry it's going to get a bit too much. Like, oh, you're not working there? Yeah, come here. And you know, although it is a real hot debate about his booking style, because there's, like you said, there's two ends of the spectrum, isn't there? There's the WWE. We're going to show you the same match every single week until you're bored of it, or the AEW style where you may not see best friends for a few weeks or proud and powerful for a few weeks, and then they may have a few matches. So what is he gonna do?
This oh
they didn't even break. Oh my god, Ibushi just did a Phoenix splash off. Is that a vending machine? That is a vending machine, right? Kenny's made on two tables and they both didn't break. A good thing probably they didn't, because there's concrete underneath. And now we're one apiece. Wow.
I mean, this is scratching the itch to how wrestling can be.
But look at the feats of athleticism, and this is basically a hardcore brawl, and they're doing lucha stuff and counters and flips and crazy.
It doesn't need to be hardcore. You look back at Austin and stuff like that, Rock, when they were great just throwing punches, and
yeah.
And you look now and it's like, I think wrestling's too clean now for WWE. It's like odd like TVs in the ring and stuff like that. AEW, I love their ring presentation because it's like old WCW kind of style. I love it. Grey look kind of thing. I'm like, that's my thing. But Darby Allin's my favourite wrestler at the minute. But AEW gets me sometimes. Like Cody Rhodes and shit coming out. Young Bucks. Who else do I know? Like
the Cody thing is very tricky though, because I think he knows, like he's told everyone, it's been the story from the start, hasn't it? Look, it could all be so easy. I'm not going to be the Booker man that wins the belts, That's why he made that stipulation to begin with, and he said the other week, I could land the pedigree, wink at the camera, and it would all that scared me. It could all be so easy. I could just wink down the camera and go for the title. And he knows how easy it could be. So I think I know it's a very WWE saying, but maybe let it play out. I think it's going to be okay. But this stage at the moment is messy, and I'm worrying because throwing Pac and everyone in there is just messy.
It's just
what? What did he do? That's just a stage, isn't it?
That just looks painful and fun to watch, which is unbelievable to say about wrestling at the minute. Comments are going to be awash with people moaning at me because I said Impact doesn't really matter, because it doesn't. I stop kidding on that it matters. When Sting left, it didn't matter. Even when Sting was there, it didn't matter back in the day. You'll remember back in that TNA period when they were trying to compete with WWE, nobody really took it serious. Like nobody was like
the Hogan Bischoff era of that was terrible.
And even before that, like when they still had great wrestling matches, but nobody was like, these guys are going to compete with WWE. Like it's like
that was what people are trying to make out AEW is an alternative. I think that's what TNA was. It was the alternative. Whereas, although they're trying to market AEW as the alternative, it is a competitor.
I don't think like WWE is never going to go anywhere. They're too big, and they're like Disney. Like AEW's but WWE's smart to put NXT up against them, so then everybody thinks, oh, it's just a developmental thing. They're doing what they're doing, and everybody's comparing AEW to SmackDown. Not even yet, because it's like,
But I mean, AEW did okay when they was up against them. Up against SmackDown the other week, or maybe a couple of months ago now. They did. It's the only
thing. Honestly, man, it's the only thing in this week I like about wrestling at the minute. Like, Raw's fucking, honestly, would rather. I watch it because I like ranting about it, and I'm just hoping it gets good. Never does. But
yeah, the thing is, Mex is quite not positive, but when I have a moan, he's like, "Yeah, but why are you moaning? That's what you get. Like, that's what you get for watching it. That's what else do you expect?" But it's like, I want it to be better. That's what I want. I grew up watching WWE, and it's just, oh my god, it's just WWE.
It was a Pizza Hut Battle Royale, man, thing that it really hurt. I was like, what you do? I thought the zombies were bad enough, but the Pizza Hut's not even the best pizza. Like, there's tons of other places you can go to. Just,
it is infuriating to watch. Like, sometimes you're looking at it like it could be so much easier. You're making it too difficult. You're overproducing everything, and it's just, oh, here we go. Oh my god. Crazy.
Also had an argument with somebody on Twitter. My fault. I was in a bad mood. People don't know I broke my toe, and they were annoying me. Well, they put something up, and it was just, I don't know, it's just paracetamols and stuff all just at the same time. And I was like, they were like, oh, wrestling's mainstream because they were on that Jimmy Fallon or whatever it was. And I was like, you do know they pay to go on that show, didn't you? It's marketing. It's like the whole part of the show. And they're like, no, they don't. They got asked. And I was like, all right, mate, don't worry about it. But aye, it's no mainstream. Wrestling isn't mainstream. Won't be mainstream again for at least another 10 years.
I don't know if it ever will be again, man. Not the way we saw it as, but like it was in the good old days.
I'm saying 10 years, man. Give me some hope. I'm not doing this one, man.
I don't know. It's tough, isn't it? It's just not cool still, is it really?
No, WWE isn't helping it at all. Like, really.
No, they're not.
Like, here's pizzas.
I can't remember who I was listening to, but they were saying if you have to explain something to someone and you're getting embarrassed by oh well, basically they all they had a big battle royal and the winner got pizza. Someone's going to go, why are you watching that? If you're embarrassed by explaining it, then it's not good, is it?
I don't watch over like 2010, 11 really on the network, and even at that, it's still a wee bit of a push. Like 2010, 11ish. It's like, oh, it's getting a wee bit too modern for me. So on the network, those black side bits because it's like the kind of TV style. When it goes to the normal ones, I'm like, oh shit, better move back.
I honestly feel like WWE's made or created a lot of casual fans. Oh wow. Did he block that or not? I don't know. But yeah, I think even like myself, I'm only really excited for the Rumble, the WrestleMania, and even that I'm not even that excited for anymore. So they've almost turned me into a casual viewer. They've excluded, do you know what I mean? The diehard fans are now casual viewers, and the casual viewers just don't know what they're doing or what they're watching.
And I don't even think they've got that many casual viewers. I think it's just people watch you out of habit, because if you, like, especially here, and I don't know what it's like in England, but you go into a toy shop, there's barely any wrestling toys anymore. You used to go in when we were younger and it was just like walls of them everywhere. Argos, Index for the throwback.
Yeah, Tesco.
Aye, you don't get
like Tesco. You would have loads of figures in there, but so I'd be walking around with my mum doing her shopping, begging her to get me whatever figure was sat there, and But yeah, you just don't get it anymore.
You get like one that's like they got sacked, and that's it. They're just like
Yeah,
they've been gone for 2 years, and they've just got it sitting. Like, you want this? Because nobody's buying it. But aye.
This is crazy to think that they. Wow, with a head kick. Finished it with a head kick.
It's pretty cool finish. I like the Daniel Bryan style. The new. I know I'm going to give him a compliment. Everybody, hold on. He's been finishing it good with the different moves, changing it up, doing shit that makes sense because it's meant to be a fight. It looks cool. The guy's still a pain in the ass, but
and you just never know how he's going to end the match. That's what keeps you watching. But yeah, that was really good, man. I love the way that it was. They kind of started off with some quick exchanges in the ring, made their way to the outside, and then it was just, a street fight, a parking lot fight, and then they ended up in the ring for the big exchange to blow off the match. That was good, man.
And so
2008. What was going on in WWE in 2008? That's Edge Taker, or am I off the mark there?
Was that 09? I don't know, man. Edge Taker, maybe? I don't know. That shows how much we remember what was happening. That was a good match, man. I enjoyed it. Thought it was cool. Thanks for picking the match, obviously. What would you give it out of 5 stars? If you have to rate it.
Am I allowed to give 0.5s?
You can do whatever you want, man.
I'll commit 4. I'd give it 4 out of 5. As for what it was, I thought, like I said, it's a hardcore brawl effectively, and they've just had some lucha moments, some kind of, just all these different styles in a brawl effectively, and that's not something you see often. It's impressive. So I'd say 4. What about you?
I'd go for a 3.75. The only reason I'm taking it down is I feel it could have been a wee bit longer. They could have just stretched out some of the finishes and maybe like one finish outside. Obviously, they kind of done it quite quickly, like the outside and moving, doing the spots, but a wee bit longer, it would have been a wee bit better for me. But I'll say a 3.75. Also, how did WWE put him in the cruiserweight thing? Like whatever that tournament thing was that they done.
He would have been a junior heavyweight at the time, I believe. But yeah, and that is such a great match to go back to as well. By the way, Ibushi versus Alexander in that tournament was so good. But yeah, how could you not just? You're staying. Where are you going? You're staying here, mate.
But so everybody who's watching this, let me know in the comments what you thought about the match. Obviously, you would have kept us up here talking a lot of shit about WWE, and you would have watched that as well. But aye, man, thanks for being on the show. Everybody go subscribe to GG on Wrestling. Aye, that's it. That's pretty much it. Watch alongs are simple to do. We don't really. This is what I do on a Sunday. Sit and talk to myself. But it's cool to have somebody here. And aye, man. So last question, I'm going to ask everybody this exact same thing. What are you expecting from wrestling in 2022? Do you still think you'll be a huge AEW fan? Do you think WWE might ever win you back? Do you think somebody will actually set up a third promotion and buy all those other people? What do you expect is going to happen in 2022?
I mean, I would love for Triple H to pull out his wallet and pick up all that talent, but I just don't think that's realistic. I'm hoping that that Forbidden Door is going to be a bit more open now that hopefully we're a bit more settled in the world. And hopefully we can get some more New Japan talent coming across and some cross promotion. And New Japan needs some love, man. They are really, a lot of people are really down on it at the moment, that product, and they are doing a Noah collaboration at the start of next year. So hopefully we get an improvement on their booking and some good stuff going on there. But yeah, AEW is going to reign supreme. In my heart, at least. WWE is probably going to continue to disappoint me, and I'll be watching it and reading about it anyway. If they can't get The Rock against Roman, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I think a lot of us kind of have the same prediction that they're going to be doing a tour next year. They're going to be over in England. They're probably going to want Drew to headline those shows. Is Drew going to win the Rumble again? I mean, if they're not going to get The Rock, that's the only other match that they could do apart from Brock Lesnar. It's just a shame at the moment you've got Roman and everybody else down here. And it's just... So hopefully they can close that gap next year. That would be nice. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to what AEW continues to bring.
Man, I hope AEW does good next year for me. I just hope we get something that's like good to watch. It's hilarious that The Rock didn't turn up to Survivor Series either. Didn't even do a Skype call. He's literally been on Impact. Mary's been on WWE this year, so that's gave Impact something to cheer about. No, thanks for being on. Everybody go check out GG on Wrestling. He's cool shows every week. Check him out on Twitter as well. He's always got cool kind of content, and he's one of the good guys in the IWC, which they're very, very rare. But man, thanks for being on, and
My pleasure,
stop
man.
the recording now.